सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणी विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा वसुदेवं सुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं हरि ओम कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं. Yes, can someone recollect? We form the link and we move ahead. Yes, please. What is it that we have seen last? Yes, anybody? Yeah, please tell me. Biju Maji, you are
Oh,
on mute. Yeah, Shashiji is saying something? Okay, anybody?
yes. I was just saying that he's given us, Lord Krishna has given us one more way of doing meditation.
Okay.
And he's asking us to, at all times, to remember him at all
Yeah,
times.
yeah, yeah.
And he would then, as long as he's in our consciousness at all times,
He
then
can
we are
take care.
bound to, yes,
He will take
be
care, isn't
linked
it?
to him.
And that
Sorry?
link, he can take care of us. It is like the link has
He
to be established.
absolutely, we can lean on him. It's okay to lean on him. That's
It is
what
like,
he's saying.
yes, say if I have a very good friend who has a lot of knowledge and I want to receive from it, but he is not next to me and I have to try to connect to him, isn't it? If I
Yes,
don't connect, I will
absolutely.
not receive from him. So he will say, hey, stay connected, stay in touch. I can guide you. Something of that sort. Tasmat
Absolutely.
sarveshu kaleshu. Ma
Yes,
manusmara yuddha cha. Means even in your battle,
yes.
remember. So sometimes what is sadhana? If people ask, it is simple. Remember and offer your every moment.
Mhm.
Remember the divine, offer it to the divine. Offer your
Yes,
works,
it's
offer your moments.
absolutely,
So, all
absolutely.
right.
And we would arrive we
Hmm.
would arrive at the destination eventually.
Yeah. All right. Yes. Yes. Viju Maji was adding something, or if not, yes,
Yeah,
Dr. Nandan.
no,
Yeah.
he is Lord Krishna. Krishna is talking about the rebirth.
Huh.
All the beings in this planet and Brahmaloka take rebirth, but
Yeah.
the souls who take refuge in me has no rebirth and become one with the
Uh,
divine.
who get liberated, isn't it? Those who get
Yeah,
the
liberated.
mukti,
Yeah,
those who
mukti.
get the mukti
They
will
get the
become
mukti.
free. Yes. Dr. Nandakishore ji is adding something. Yes, sir.
Yeah, sir. Just what I thought that in a lighter note, we say there are two things fixed in your life. One is your death, and other thing is your taxes. So
Second is
taxes, government taxes.
taxes. Okay, taxes.
So you are not. So I think when we go through this adhyay, what we understand is that death is going to happen. It's better that we prepare ourselves to die happily.
Yeah. It is about how we live, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
And we do not know if, like a lot of people have learned how to evade taxes, they might learn how to evade death also. It is something very interesting. We have heard of the concept of Chiranjeevis also. So, anyway, yes. So, this is, yes, Pankaji, yes, sir.
Yeah. So I would like to say the most prominent shloka of this Adhyaya 8 so far,
Yes,
according
sir.
to me, is the fifth one,
Hmm.
जिसमें एक बहुत ही संक्षिप्त कह देते हैं कि अगर मरते वक्त भी मेरा नाम ले लो तो मैं आपको इस सागर से पार कर दूंगा.
Yes, yes, yes.
But the beauty is again, how to, remember to take his name at the last moment. So that's why he says continuously just go on chanting my name. And there is another thing which I thought is very interesting in further one of the slokas, that where he says that you concentrate and focus here, and then that Om Dhwani,
Yeah.
with that Om Dhwani, you can probably get resonated and try to become one with me.
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
think that was a pretty simple teaching. But yeah, I mean, to get into the day-to-day life is pretty difficult. But yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, I think it is all if we have to just connect and we get into that flow and things will happen then, probably, isn't it? even if we do not know the entire journey. And so one more interesting thing was Krishna said that there are different lokas or there are different planes of existence which we do not know. We are aware of the Bhuloka, but here there is a mention of something called the Brahmaloka. And there are ways, there are paths, there are. This is something very interesting. Like maybe a astrophysicist would say, yeah, this is something like a theory of parallel universes where interconnecting universes are having some influence. So these are metaphysical experiences that need to be had. But in every loka, whether it is a Brahma loka also, they all have to go through this cycle of Janma and Marana. But those who are connected with that supreme consciousness, who is the Adipati of every loka, they are able to free themselves. What is this freedom? What is this freedom? That is something to be understood. It is from the micro level to the macro level, like from the smallest to the greatest. Simplest freedom we can understand in life is detachment, isn't it?
Yes.
Even though we may not understand the freedom that comes in the mukti, but becoming Jivan Mukta is very much possible through detachment in life. Most of our troubles, most of our problems happen in life because we are not able to detach ourselves. We are hurt, we are broken when our dearest ones behave in particular ways. They don't resonate our sincere aspirations. Our love has not returned. All these feelings which we start getting, they are all just traps. But the one who is free, who has united with the divine, that person is able to become completely free, is what Krishna is saying. And that person is actually free from all these cycles. And that is why the Bhuloka is said to be the best place for any being to exhaust their karmas. Maximum resistance is here only, isn't it? Imagine aspiring for divinity in a world that is full of divinity only, or it is full of divinity that is hidden. Divinity that sometimes looks invisible, sometimes divinity looks far away. The Almighty suddenly appears powerless. But in that situation, in that circumstance, also, if you are able to understand, and that is why there are so many shlokas also which talk about the gods wanting to take birth. Ground has to create the ground and they invite the gods will descend onto earth for helping us to raise our consciousness. That is something. But let us go now without. Yes, Shashiri?
So, sorry, I just wanted to say, I'm being a bit facetious. I just wanted to say, what are the chances they come down on Bhuloka and get a little bit distracted? Because this
Distracted.
is the place which is the ultimate.
The possibility is there. When there is there is a force of the divine is actually a consciousness, isn't it? Which is also there to bring them back to track. There are yogis also. So many yogis get
Distracted.
distracted. In the even that Sampradaya, there is the guru who goes to the yogi who has now become a king. Says, he says, "Come, we come back to the path. Where have you gone away?" That is the job of the guru, and Guru Tattva is there. Even for the Krishna also had to go to Sandipani ashram, isn't it? So yes, there's a possibility of getting distracted, but ultimately the choice is there with the individual and the divine. Definitely, multi choices probably are there. Yes, Dr. Nandakishore, you're adding something?
Yeah.
Yes,
So
sir.
just I wanted to ask about the Shloka 15, where he talks about if you come to me, these great souls, and not again you will be born. So Krishna says that I am there everywhere. I am there in you. And when you are surrendering to me, does it mean that, like, when you are reached that level of consciousness, you are become divine, so you don't need to take rebirth?
Yeah, you are actually, it's like you are united with that highest consciousness. If we look at it, I think we must have heard of ordinary metals. How are the poles arranged inside of a metal? They're all scattered. But when an electric field moves through them, all of them get aligned. They get aligned to that field. We can say they become yoga yukta if the field is a field of yoga. And then what happens is ordinary metal becomes a superconductor also, isn't it? It is possible. It is that possibility is there in metals. And aren't we more, we can say, conscious than metals as humans? Yes, we are. So there is a possibility. There is a possibility of what Sri Aurobindo says, even the Superman, supramental abilities in human beings. So we can raise our consciousness, and ultimately it is like the drop realizing and becoming one with the ocean. That merger also is possible, is what Krishna is telling us. It's very interesting, though, if we look at it according to our understanding of the origin. We all have originated from what? We have originated from a big star that has exploded. So we were once emitters of light. Now we have forgotten how to emit light. We are getting attracted towards that light only. We are growing towards the light. Who is the emitter? Well, we were once emitters, we have forgotten, now we are the seekers. And when we reach that, we will again become one only, isn't it? It is as simple as that. That union is what we call yoga. That oneness takes place completely for that soul who has reached the consciousness which is highest. Let us see, Krishna says, Sahasra Yoga Paryantam Aharyat Brahmano Viduhu Ratrim Yuga Sahasrantam Tehoratra Vidojanaha. Krishna says, He who has the eternal Brahmas in sight knows the duration of his cosmic day and night. Each single day and night of Brahma's lifespan equals a yuga for man. So, Krishna says, somebody who has the eternal Brahma's insight is knowing the duration of the cosmic day and night. Each single day and night of Brahma's lifespan equals a yuga of man. Now comes a very interesting question. How do we even relate? First of all, he's talking about different worlds. Now he's talking about a concept of time moving at different rates. Is this even logical? 15 minutes in USA is going to be 15 minutes in India also, isn't it? The other days, the participant got a little confused with the timing because the time zone, the change, they had to change the times. But the duration of 15 minutes does not change, isn't it? Can time proceed at different rates?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think so.
Okay. Yes. Yes.
Because one thing we know for sure, gravity, right?
Ah,
When you go to moon, it becomes 1/6 or 1/3, something
yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
So if that is a possibility, I think anything can be possible.
Okay. So gravity can have different rates, so time can have different rates, Pankaj is saying. All right. That's a very good hypothesis. Anybody else?
the science already has already said, like Einstein has said, E is equal to mc square.
Okay.
So that
Theory of
doesn't,
relativity.
yeah. So that there it says the time is also relative.
Okay.
So
Time is
time,
also.
yeah. So time in on Earth, maybe time on some planet of very distant star
Hmm.
may be different.
May
And
proceed at different rates.
yeah, how I relate is like we on Earth counting time on the basis of Earth rotates or the Earth rotates around the sun. That is called 1 year. It is divided by 360 days. Like that, the we have counted the time in seconds also. But if you see the our place of sun's interplanetary thing in a big cosmic spiral, which is called galaxy.
Ah,
It moves in one rotation in millions years. So
okay.
I'm relating it to the Brahma. So
Okay.
that rotation is Brahma's 1 day, but for us
Okay.
it is million years.
All right. All right. So interesting. Dhananjay is talking about. It does appear that our Sanatan Dharma has a lot of parallels with what modern science is understanding.
Correct.
So, sir just talked about Milky Way. Anybody knows what it is called in
It is
our
our
regional
own
language?
galaxy.
Yes, it's Akash Ganga, isn't it?
Akash Ganga. It is our own
If you
galaxy.
see, our,
It
our
is called.
galaxy is like a coiled serpent, if you look at it from
Yeah,
far, according.
absolutely.
And we are told that somebody is sleeping on a coiled serpent, isn't it? Or on a great Naga, who is that who is sleeping on the resting on the Naga?
Bhagavan
Ananda
Vishnu.
Shayana.
Yes.
Bhagavan Vishnu.
So it's very interesting, isn't it? This very
Sure.
concept also of Brahma, the Brahma's night being different, Brahma's night being different from the night on the Bhuloka. It proceed different in the sense proceeding at different rates. This is a principle which even modern physicists agree. They say you send a spaceship out of space, the rate at which time will progress will vary depending on the speed and the distance, how far it has traveled. This concept is called the time dilation. So we see something very interesting about time dilation.
It has proved by Einstein's
Yes,
principle only
relativity. Yes, sir.
that if a
Yes.
spaceship travels at the speed of light and goes to a distant star and
Mm.
come back in their timing in say 10 years,
Yes,
but
sir.
by the time they come back, for them the 10 years have passed, but on
Mm.
Prithvi, on Earth, it may be 50 years have passed.
Yeah, yeah.
So he will meet his own son who will be older than him, elder than
Yes,
him.
yes, this is interesting, isn't it, sir? Yes, yes, and this is something which is scientifically proven in today's day.
Yes,
So
absolutely.
now, yes, so this is something interesting. Krishna is talking about this. Brahma's insight, somebody who is able to get the insight of Brahma. He'll probably understand as per Dhananjayji's example, child is the father of man. So that person might actually experience that because the child is now really older, or it would be something interesting. So here, the eternal Brahma's insight understands the duration of the cosmic night and cosmic day of Brahma, meaning one single day of Brahma is equal to one yuga, and one night is equal to one yuga. My question is, what happens in one yuga? Sometimes we don't understand what happens in 1 hour only. Forget one day. Sometimes we don't know what happened in 1 month. I don't even know how the 1 month went, what has happened. Sometimes people look at 10 months. Sometimes they look at 10 years. And then in that way, a lifestyle, a full lifetime also is suddenly passing. Nobody realizes it. But here is somebody who is getting an insight. He understands. Vijay Maji wants to share something?
No,
Okay, all
no,
right.
no.
Let's
When
continue.
we are doing this shraddh for
Shraddha.
so they say that our one year is one day for them. So that
Ha,
means
okay.
every day we are giving food to people.
Oh, so yes, 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 isn't it? It's so
Mm.
interesting. Yeah, yeah. Yes, Ji. Yes, Maji. Let's continue. So here, in the 18th shloka, Krishna says, he says, अव्यक्ताद् व्यक्तयः सर्वाः प्रभवन्त्यः रागमे रात्र्यागमे प्रलीयन्ते तत्रैवाव्यक्त संज्ञके. On the day of the Supreme Creator unmanifest, all creations are verily born to manifest. And for all the created beings, destruction comes when the night of the Brahma Supreme becomes. So the Brahma's day is the day of the Srishti's creation, and the Brahma's night is the night of destruction of the Srishti only. That is something he is saying. A creation and destruction, this happens in that particular level of consciousness of the Brahman. But for us, it is a complete yoga. In one yoga, so many changes take place, so many transformations, so many lives, and so many deaths, so much movement. But here, on that span, that is proceeding at a very different rate. Krishna goes on, Bhutagramaha sa evayam bhutva bhutva praliyate ratragame vashaha partha prabhavatya haragame. At the dawn of his day, take birth innumerable lives, and then disappear and die when his night finally arrives. And at the next dawn, once more living entities thrive, and the loop never ends every time the night and day arrive. So it is like a continuous cycle that Krishna is talking about. It's very interesting, but how do we even relate to it, isn't it? We can't even relate to sometimes one day when is this day going to get over? We don't understand. We keep waiting. Why is the day so long? How do we relate to this? One simple example we can think of is, I think during the rainy season, what happens when you keep the window open? Lots of insects come in, isn't it? What are those insects? Anybody? In the evenings, especially, when the light is on.
You put off the light, the insects goes up.
Yeah, but what are those
The
insects, Maji?
fireflies?
Yes,
The fireflies? Firefly?
fireflies, they don't just come in such large numbers everywhere. There are these rain
The
insects.
rain insects.
Yeah, yeah,
Yes.
these rain insects, and
They get attracted to the light.
they get attracted to the light. They are driven by that. They have that sensitivity towards the light,
Yeah.
and they get attracted towards it.
Correct.
Now, what happens when many of them come? We get irritated, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
So many of these insects, they have entered inside. Then how many days do they stay with us, or how many months do they stay with us?
Few
Few
moments
few
only.
few
Yes,
hours.
Few
few
minutes only.
hours. Meaning a few hours. In a few hours, hundreds and hundreds also, if you keep the window open, hundreds of them come and hundreds of them die, isn't it?
Die.
Our home becomes a Kurukshetra, isn't it? Such a big yuddha taking place, so many lives are ended, right? But we are not even aware of it. What is the maximum? Do we pay tributes to the departed? We don't. Only thing we say, oh no, look at all the mess, those wings everywhere. I will have to clean it. I was so surprised and shocked when I came to the village. The staff actually collected all the insects. I said, what? They said they make a very fine pickle. I was shocked. I didn't know people eat that. They said, you will try it. I said, thank you, but no thank you. I did not try it. I don't think I'll try. I hope they don't offer with a lot of love. It might be difficult to refuse, but just look at this. It's like every life is precious, we say. Every life we understand has that same prana of the Supreme Divine. And here it is, we are living our lives, not even bothered about so many lives ending right in our vicinity. Does that make us heartless? Does that make us cruel? Does that make us cold blooded? No,
No.
isn't it? Not at all. So, but why are we not moved? Because we got suddenly some vairagya for
No,
insects. That's
no,
also not the case.
we have accepted it as a way of nature.
Yes, yes, because for that insect, that is an entire life. In the
Correct.
entire life of that insect, for it, it is everything. It is, oh wow, I found my achievement. That beautiful tube light there. That is their entire life. That is their journey. They go there and their journey is complete. But for us in our broad life, we have so many things to do, so many responsibilities, so many actions, so many duties. In all of these, this becomes a very insignificant factor. Only factor it makes is what is the inconvenience it is going to be caused in our everyday routine. What is, if it's causing inconvenience, we just remove that. Otherwise, we are not really bothered. Well, something like that the Brahman is feeling about so many lives. The Brahman is experiencing something. Here it is human lives. So many of them are getting beginning, ending. For a Brahman, it is just like maybe it's just like, ah, yeah, one more yawn. 1,000 million souls have disappeared. It does not make a difference there at that level for the Brahman. Means that is the perspective because maybe the Brahman is having a higher insight. Just like we have a higher insight, then probably we have a higher insight than the insects. That is the truth, isn't it? It is a truth. It is a truth. We have a higher insight, something like that. At the Brahman stage, there is a higher insight who is understanding the various cycles, planetary movements, everything in creation and destruction just happens like that. That is what Krishna is talking about. But then there is something which is beyond this cycle of creation and destruction. Krishna talked about something, isn't it? He talked about a mukti, isn't it? He talked about some liberation, which is beyond that. Well, that is what the Upanishads also call the Brahman. And that is a Brahman which can be realized by every one of us who is conscious. Krishna goes on. Parastasmat tu bhavonyo avyakto vyaktat sanatanaha yasa sarveshu bhuteshu nashyatsu na vinashyati. So there is this Sanatan, this eternal, this which will not be destroyed at all, which is beyond this cycle of creation and destruction. But there still exists in that supreme a divinity, an immutable and supra-cosmic ethereal entity whose existence can never perish, even when all living things vanish. There is some entity which is beyond this cycle, what is Vyakta and Avyakta, creation and dissolution, manifestation, destruction, all of that happens, but some tattva is there which is not going to go through that. That is what Krishna is talking about. He goes on further describing it. He says, Avyakto kshara ityuktas tam ahuhu paramam gatim yam prapya na nivartante tadhama paramam mama. That Krishna says, He is the immutable, unmanifest. It is exclaimed. Knowing Him is the highest goal that can be attained. Those who attain Him return not to the material realm, for they have reached His abode supreme. That is the Param Dhama, that is the supreme destination from where there is no return. That is the destination, the immutable, unmanifest. It is that supreme divine whom we call the Brahma. And that Brahma is the ultimate truth. In that face of truth, everything is secondary, everything is transient, everything is what we can say temporary. So those who seek that, who are able to realize that, they receive that liberation. It is very interesting, isn't it? Of all the living creatures, only man has been given with a mind, no? Probably we have been chosen in this
Thinking power.
great experience. Yes, sir?
Thinking power.
Yes, the power to think about the origin, power to think about the end, power to think about how to, challenge nature also. Yes, Shashiji is adding something.
I just wanted to say power to evolve.
Power
Power
to
to
ev-
evolve.
Yes,
And
yes,
I just wanted to tell you something small,
yes.
talking about, like you
If
said,
there is something you can do to increase the volume, if it's possible.
I'll try.
Yeah.
Um, I'm trying. It's this
Okay.
phone that it's giving me a bit of trouble.
All
I
right,
just
Ji.
wanted to say, talking about evolving animals and humans, even animals have the ability to evolve. From my my nieces back in India, they used to have two dogs. There was a Labrador, and he was like a grown-up baby. And whenever there was puja at home, you could not lock him up. He'd go hide under the bed, and when the puja is on, he'll be sitting at the back. And the Pandit used to say, the priest used to say, get him out of here, animal shouldn't be here, kind of thing. But he was called Simba. His name was Simba.
Okay.
He knew better. He'll
Yeah.
hide, nothing could bring him out. When everybody's concentrating on the prayers, he'd sit at the back.
Yeah, yeah. So they have sensitivity. Animals also have it. Yes.
Yes.
Yes, yes, they have it, but we can say a higher consciousness has been vested upon humanity for some purpose. For some purpose, that purpose is something which the individual must realize. What is that purpose? Why has it been given? And that is something Krishna is saying that if we can reach that consciousness, if we connect with that, then the great realization of Aham Brahmasmi is not so far away. you can become one. And when you become one, there is no separation at all. There is no separation, and there is what we can say the individual reaches the highest goal or the highest aspiration. That is something which is there in Sanatan Dharma from the beginning. The highest aspiration is complete liberation. That is something Krishna is talking about. Let us go on. Purushah sa parah partha bhaktya labhastvananyaya yasyantaha sthani bhutani yena sarvam midam tatam. Oh Arjuna, the gnosis of the ultimate supreme one, by the purest unwavering devotion must be won. He dwells in all living beings on the earth's face and pervades all matter that exists in space. Krishna says that again, it's like almost all, like they say, all roads lead to Rome, like that. Everywhere Shraddha and Bhakti will come, no matter where. Shraddhavan labate jnanam also. Knowledge will also come. Shraddha will allow you to become greater than the greatest tapasvi, greater than the greatest कर्म योगी तपस्वीभ्यो अधिको योगी ज्ञानीभ्यो मतोधिकः कर्मेभ्यश्चाधिको योगी तस्माद् योगी भव Arjuna. Become that integral yogi, O Arjuna. Integrate everything and focus completely onto the divine in all your actions, in all your moments. Well, here Krishna says something similar. This supreme realization of that ultimate truth can be won with an unwavering, unswerving devotion. This divine, the supreme divine, dwells in all living beings on the earth's surface. This supreme divine is present everywhere. I think we have been told about some entity inside of everybody. Nainam chindati shastrani, nainam dahati pavaka, that eternal flame inside every living one. That is there. Krishna is saying it is there everywhere, but for you to realize this, you have to win it. You have to achieve it. The only way you can achieve it is with an unswerving devotion. Question is, how do we cultivate devotion? Anybody? Where do we get devotion? Any store? Any market? Where can we get it?
Shraddha and practice.
Yes, sir.
Shraddha and Abhyas. That means Shraddha and practice, maybe.
But for the practice, Shraddha is needed first. And for that Shraddha, how does that come?
We have to develop it from within.
Can we enforce it
No.
You cannot.
on our children or our friends or our well-wishers?
No, no.
One in we have something called Krishna's Butter project for kids, also Bhagavad Gita for kids, and a lot of almost we can say it is there in 8 languages. Several thousands of children have all benefited, and but there one mother had very nicely shared. मैं इसको रोज मार रही हूँ पर इसमें श्रद्धा नहीं आ रही है. As if with a scale she is going to establish. So she asked me, tell me something so I can put Shraddha in him. I said, are you trying to stuff Shraddha inside like it's something which has to be put inside somebody's head? You cannot do that. I said, Maji, आप बाल कृष्ण को क्यों मार रहे हो? Then she felt little offended and taken back because some people feel they have the right. I gave birth, so I can beat. I can beat. But that is not the way. It has to come naturally. Maybe if I just told my mother wanted me to read the Gita. She really wanted it. And what did I do? I would run away. I still remember covering my ears. I don't want. I don't want it now. That was what I thought. It is like, but when the atmosphere is right, it is, I think, by my guru's grace. But even that was very interesting. Early morning, 4 o'clock, he started chanting. He saw me for you continue your other works, do your work sincerely. And then there was a time when I was running away from the Gita. Now wherever I go, I'm not able to run away from the Gita. It is there only. So this aspect of when the Shraddha comes, it will come naturally. You just have to create. Sometimes it is there inside due to some experiences, sometimes unfavorable experiences. It gets covered. It's like how Hanuman had lost his ability, isn't it? He had lost his siddhis, or maybe it was just a state of the mind. It was this curse over him. The way he got it was afterward, it was like something. Inner boulders were removed. He got the direction, he got the margadarshan, something like that. We have to try to find what is going to set it rolling. It is like let that fountain of Shraddha flow. But once it flows, it takes you ahead. Your life becomes transformed. Life becomes transformed, and Krishna is telling us here also, even in this adhyaya, of which is having so many metaphysical secrets of death. So many times it just sees the Shraddha is going to see you through. Faith in the divine. Absolute faith. It's very difficult to be faithful to the divine at times because we are very connected with our indriyas and very connected with immediate myopic outcomes. We cannot we don't have the patience only, and sometimes it is very important to develop it. But if we can, well, Krishna says even the highest liberation can be got by man. Krishna goes on, Yatra kale tvanavrittim avrittim chaiva yoginaha prayata yanti tam kalam vakshyami bharatarshabha. O Arjuna, to you I shall now declare at life's final moment how the awakened beings fare, under what conditions the yogis at the time of death they do and do not attain rebirth. So Krishna says, I will tell you something now about the yogis, how they fare in the life's final moment. How do these awakened beings fare? Under what conditions they attain rebirth and at what conditions they don't. That is the very difference between a yogi and a bhogi. A yogi is conscious. Like we have the story of Bhishma. He was aware. He was aware when he had to move. Like that, Krishna is saying, I'll tell you how these yogis move. Agnir Jyote Riha Shuklaha Shanmasa Uttarayanam Tatra Prayata Gachanti Brahma Vidojana. In the 6 months, when the solstice northern starts, by day of fire or light, in the phase of the waxing moon who departs, the yogi, the knower of Brahma, aided by the earth's rotation, reaches the abode of Brahma, thus attaining salvation. Krishna is saying in the 6 months of we can say the northern solstice, which is the period of Uttarayan. Yes, in the Uttarayan, by the fire of, or by light, in the phase of the waxing moon, he departs. So now the northern solstice is being talked about. The moon also. What is this moon? Moon changes? Does the moon change in shape every time? Or it is our vision that changes because of the position of the moon?
Like the Amavasya, the
Okay.
full moon we
Yes.
see on Amavasya, no?
So that time the moon is hidden, isn't it? Completely. There's a new moon and there's a full moon, isn't it?
Yes.
Purnima we see full moon.
Full moon.
And on when it is completely hidden in Amavasya, isn't it?
Yeah.
How does that make any difference? Yes, Dhananjay, yes, sir.
Actually, the full disk of the moon is always visible, but part of it is shaded
Okay.
because the sunlight is not there. And that is why
Yes,
we see the moon either in a crescent form or the gibbous form.
absolutely, absolutely. So, but my question is, how does that make any difference? Does it make any difference in the world?
Practically not, but some people believe that
Which
in
which people believe, sir? Only Sanatan Dharma believes it, is it, sir?
It affects the tides.
Okay, it
So
affects the tides. How does it affect the tides?
it is said that during the full moon and the no moon, the tides are stronger, higher.
Okay, the high tide and low
High
tides,
tide.
there is
Yeah.
a change we can see because of the effect of the gravity of the moon on large water bodies.
And we are
So,
also water bodies only.
right. So, if that can happen to oceans, then yes, Pankaj is sharing something.
Yeah. I feel चंद्रमा की जो डायरेक्ट कंट्रीब्यूशन हम लोगों के डे टू डे लाइफ में है, उसमें
हाँ,
से एक तो माता जी ने कहा कि समुद्र को ज्वार
yes,
भाटा आता
yes,
है। सेकंड, जो हम लोग यहाँ यूएस में रहते, तो मेरे घर के पीछे हमने एक छोटा सा वेजिटेबल गार्डन बनाया हुआ,
जी,
30 फीट बाय 30 फीट का।
yes, sir.
सो उसमें मैंने कई जगह पढ़ा और फिर उसको हमने अनुभव करने की कोशिश की कि ये जो फूल फल पत्ते, इन सब में जो सुगंध है और इन सब में जो स्वाद है, ये चंद्रमा के किरणों से आता है।
Yes, yes.
So, we try to scientifically see how relevant it is,
Yeah,
because
yes,
it is dictated in our shastras and all that.
absolutely,
The
absolutely.
way Surya Kiran gives you, like, make food, the capacity of
And
making food to the
yeah,
plants.
yeah,
Same way, like खुशबू और स्वाद, ये सब चंद्रमा के हिस्से में आता
yes,
है।
absolutely. And the Ayurveda talks about medical potency of the herbs that is got in the moonlight only. And that
So
is why,
हमने क्या किया,
yes, sir.
द एक्सपेरिमेंट एक छोटा सा जो हमने किया कि एक
Yes, sir.
ओपन गार्डन में सब सब्जियां लगती हैं, टोमेटोज एंड भिंडी एंड ऑल दैट, और एक जो
हाँ,
ग्रीन हाउस इफेक्ट जो होता है, जो
हाँ.
एक एक शेड
If we
लगा के
can
किया।
speak in English, one request has been made. So some of the
Sure,
participants
sure.
are not
So
knowing the.
yeah,
Yes, sir.
so greenhouse effect, we try to compare both these tomatoes, one grown in the greenhouse effect
Yeah,
and one grown in the open.
yeah,
And we try to taste those two tomatoes, whether they have similar taste.
yes, yes.
Same breed,
Okay,
same breed.
right, sir.
And we could feel the difference in the taste.
Got it, sir.
So
Yes,
somewhere,
sir. It
I
might have
thought
some
probably it is
effect.
connected somewhere.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes, yes. The moon does have. We have, I think, even in botany, we have learned about the cycles inside the Krebs cycle. What inside of the plants, what type of enzymes, what reactions, rates, all of it. And it is not only limited to Sanatan Dharma. There are so many traditions, and even our bodies are also connected with the moon. If you see, the female body also replicates the cycle of the moon. If we see the mind in the Veda, there is the beautiful word Chandrama Manaso Jataha. The mind is affected by the moon. There's a direct connection. Now, somebody would say it's only Sanatana Dharma, but no, it's not like that. Actually, my own school teacher, he has a child with special needs, and he is from a different religion. But he says every time there is a Purnima or there is an Amavasya, he says, I cannot sleep. Because that child, correctly, that time only the child gets very frustrated, angry, and is awake all night and shouting. And this is something which is his lived experience. It is not some kind of superstition, and it is directly affecting many of the aspects. So we see the moon has an effect. It is having an effect on physical bodies. The moon is having an effect on water bodies, which are huge, weighing so much. We just saw in the last session, isn't it? The Sharira is left behind by the soul. Something else moves, and that is so subtle. That is likely to be also affected by these aspects. So here Krishna is saying, in the 6 months when the north solstice, northern starts, by the day of fire or light, in the phase of the waxing moon who departs, that yogi, the knower of Brahma, aided by the earth's rotation, reaches the
What is this waxing moon means?
going towards the Purnima.
That's all.
Yes, ji. The yogi, the knower of Brahma, aided by the earth's rotation, reaches the abode of Brahma, thus attaining salvation. Meaning, at that position of the earth, when the earth is tilted towards the sun, at that time, when the Chandra He is now moving towards the Purnima. That yogi is also going to be aided by the rotation of the earth, or the Shukla Paksha, as Pravinaji has written. In the Shukla Paksha, yes, reaching the abode of Brahma, thus attaining salvation. Means it is as if at this particular time when this alignment is there, it is as if a new path is opened, and that path allows the soul to move towards liberation. That is what Krishna is talking about. I think these kind of calculations are done by even greatest rocket scientists, isn't it? What is the angle of tilt? What is the rotation of the earth? What is this position? What is that position for sending what? Some heavy, heavy rockets which are several tons. They are able to, it makes such a huge difference. If it's making a huge difference for something which is so gross physical, I think for the subtle thing like the Atman, which can travel probably faster than the mind also. I think all of this matters, and it appears that some kind of metaphysical gate is opened, that the pathway is opened. Yes, sir, Pankaj. Yes, sir.
Yeah, it does actually. In day to day life, also, we can experience this. When we travel in the plane, international,
Hmm.
one side going takes more time and coming
Hmm.
back takes less time. So
Yeah.
it is plane going against the wind and
Yes.
plane going along with the wind.
Yes. 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 Yes.
So
So
this
there
can be
is something.
experienced every single time.
Yes. Yes. Absolutely, sir. So this is something the yogis were aware, and many of them would wait. The soul would wait for the Uttarayan period because the soul would know. The individual, the yogi also, the outer aspect of the soul, which is the living individual, that individual is also conscious because that individual is aligned with that higher consciousness and understands this is the moment. This is the moment I have to take off. So that is
So,
the yes,
uh,
Vinitaji.
here it says by the day. So is that day versus night
No, we're
that day?
talking about the light, Jim. It is more of the prakasha, in the prakasha of the morning, or by the jyoti of the fire, or even in the night time also, Ji.
Okay.
It is the bright path, so it is a symbolism here.
Uh-huh.
If you see the words here, the Agni, Jyoti, Riha, Shukla, Shanmasa, Uttarayana, in the 6 months.
6 months.
Yes, 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 in the 6 months. It is like at that time, there is this opening. Yes, Pallavi wants to ask something. Yes, please.
So I see in Shloka 12, 13 to 16, he says ki he says something, and now he says ki that 6 months period and something. How
Yeah,
does this
one.
affect a
Why,
yogi?
why, why not let us look at what is that something that is said? No, 12, 13, and what?
12, 13 to 16. He says
Yeah.
ki a yogi who has all the senses under control, mind under control,
Yes, yes, he raises his
like close
consciousness.
to
It is like he's readying for takeoff. That is what is told about, and he is able to choose the journey. It is not happening like unknown to him. That is what is
huh.
talked about. Yeah.
But how does these things affect him?
Meaning, how does the Shloka
How
24 affect?
how does the moonlight and the six
Yeah,
month
yeah.
period?
No, yes. So the other 6 months have not yet been told. So 12 months are, it is like I am going to choose to go to say Thailand, or I can choose to go to America, isn't it? If I have a choice, it is a choice. So now Krishna is talking about one route, the route in the Uttarakhand. Where does that route open?
How does that matter to a
How does it
yogi?
matter in the sense the yogi is connected with the world, isn't it? No
Huh.
matter what. The entire earth only is tilted towards a particular direction. So for the forward movement of the soul, means what is the question of matter is something I want to understand. What
So
is it you feel, Pallaviji? Why should it not matter?
these are just physical conditions, right?
These are
They,
just,
they are just
but
physical.
physical and metaphysical are connected, isn't it? Now, this 6 months, let us look at the next 6 months and then we'll figure out Krishna is going to say what happens. Because what is difference between a yogi and a bhogi? somebody who is awakened, somebody who is able to raise the consciousness, is that person is choosing. That person is able to choose. The individual is able to choose the path.
Okay, let's say, and when in one shloka he says ki any person who thinks or remembers him at the last moment will reach him. So
Yes, he will reach him, but then there are two ways of reaching him, no? We have seen one way.
this is one way.
Yeah, the second way has not yet come. It is in the next shloka.
So that way also will reach, will they will go to
Yeah,
him.
yeah, we will so see that. That is why it's interesting. Just let us wait because the next shloka is going to cover another 6 months, and then Krishna will tell what is the difference between these two, and then we can decide which is to be chosen. Okay? Yeah, we just wait for the next shlokas then. After that, you can just tell me then. Okay, Pallaviji? Yeah. So now we go to the 25th shloka. धूमो रात्रिस तथा कृष्णः षण्मासा दक्षिणायनम् तत्र चांद्र मसं ज्योतिर yogi prapya nivartate. And the 6 months when the solstice southern starts, by the night of smoke or mist, in the waning moon's phase who parts, in the lunar light world, the yogi enjoys, and his time spends, exhausting his energies, back to earth. He then descends. This is another interesting journey. One is a journey in the Uttarayan. That Uttarayan is like the entire world is opening up this opportunity to move towards a loka, different loka. But in the Dakshinayan, it is opening to another loka. What is that? Well, the southern solstice is starting. The earth is not tilted towards the sun, it is tilted away from the sun by the night or smoke or mist in the waning moon's face, whoever is parting at that time. In the lunar light world, or what we call the Chandra Loka, the yogi enjoys and spends his time and exhausting his energies back to earth. He then descends, meaning there is one is a one-way ticket and another is a ticket which is allowing a rebirth. Somebody will say, no, no, enough of all of this. I don't want to come back. That person will choose, isn't it? My work is complete and I don't want to come back here. Another says, oh, I really like the joyrides in this place. I will keep coming to this amusement park again and again. So that person will again come back. So it is something like that. But the thing is, the person cannot stay forever in the Chandra Loka because in the Chandra, this is the system of the Chandra Loka. It is how the what we can say it is like generally it is said in Chandra Loka all the desires that are unfulfilled. Even the yogi may have certain desires which are unfulfilled, meaning some desires are still remaining. He will get a chance to experience all of them. But because they have not got fulfilled, because he has not yet attained that complete freedom, he has to come back. He has to restart that journey. So that is one journey which is the journey which is leading to moksha. This is the another journey which is bringing that individual back to earth. Let us just look at, yeah, somebody wants to ask something?
Yeah, I have a question.
Okay, sir.
Actually, because of the tilt of the earth,
Yeah.
as they are describing Uttarayana to be the one phase and Dakshinayana to be one phase for
Yes.
yogi, in the northern hemisphere it is okay, but in the southern hemisphere it is exactly opposite.
Yes, yes. But if we
So
see the non,
now when we are tilted toward the sun in the northern hemisphere, the
the
southern
southern
hemisphere
is
is
always
tilted
away
away.
from that. Yes,
But
yes,
when
yes.
we are when we are not tilted towards sun, the southern hemisphere is
Yeah.
tilted toward the sun.
But which sun are we talking about here, no, sir? The
Hmm?
Surya. Is this the Surya of the physical sun? Or are we talking about the Adityas? There are several Adityas according to our Shastra. The Surya is that supreme divine which is just we have of which one aspect is visible to us as the Surya.
No, because we are talking all this Gita as a universal truth. So it
Yes,
should not
yes,
be
yes.
applicable for northern or southern hemisphere or
No,
nothing.
it is not applicable to the hemisphere. It is to the 6 months on the Bhuloka, the
Yeah,
Uttarayan period and Dakshinayan period. In the
absolutely.
Uttarayan period, it is not really a path. If they say they call it the pathway of the forefathers. It is not a physical pathway, isn't it, sir?
Okay.
It is not material physical pathway which has been constructed in a particular way where a person will actually walk. The Sharira is left behind. What we are seeing in this shloka, according to Krishna, is that in this 6 months, the chances of the soul, which is very sukshma, the travel of the soul also we do not know how is this travel. Is it going to be movement? Is it going to be drifting? Is it going to be teleportation, only sudden movement? What type? We do not know exactly. But this
Okay.
particular shloka is talking to us and telling us that it is like somewhere it could be suddenly, maybe it is not a direct physical takeoff like an air, like a rocket, but a opening. It is like an opening where the chance is there for all the souls, irrespective of whether they are in the northern or the southern hemisphere of the physical earth. The chance, and again, irrespective of whether they are following Sanatana Dharma also or no, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Isn't it? Krishna has also told that. It doesn't mean that just because you say my name like this, I will accept you, and then you have not said my name, you made a spelling mistake, then I will not accept you. It is not like that. So here, there's
But then
possibility.
if we if we count the time when the Sri Krishna was really there, maybe 5,000 6,000 years back,
Yes,
at
sir.
that time many religions which are there today on the earth, they were not in existence
Not even
actually.
existence. Absolutely, absolutely. So when we come later chapters, we will see that it is Shraddha. Shraddha is important. So like that, this particular shloka is telling that in this Uttarayan period, the chances of the soul to go. Again, it is talking about the chances and possibility. We have not yet seen the shlokas coming for next afterwards, which
Okay.
are going to tell us directly something interesting. What
Good.
is the choice? What is the choice of the yogi? What is the choice of God also is important, no? Is it one?
Absolutely.
No, that is also different. But
Yeah.
the opening is greatest. But then somebody may ask, what about the non-yogis? Will they never be able to go? They also go to that path, but they are not conscious, so it takes a different route. It takes a while. They say, if you see in the Upanishads, they talk about shedding of various koshas of the body, one by one.
Mm.
Physical body is left behind, but there is something which is the Annamaya Deha, there is the Manomaya Deha, there is the when the Anandamaya Deha is also there. It's like how peeling of onions, no? One by one, ultimately, like that disintegration takes place and then they go. But since the yogi, all his life or all her life, the yogi is already not letting any new attachments keep coming onto that individual, that person is free. And then the yogi chooses one of these two ways. Sometimes they delay their departure, like Pitama Bhishma chose. He said, I probably had enough. I've seen enough of this world. Let me merge into that oneness only. Or there might be someone who is coming into what we can say the rebirth phase also, because in the Dakshinayan period, the chances of rebirth are very high. Let us go to the next. Yes, Rashid is adding something. Yes,
I'd like to ask you a question. So
yes,
during the Uttarayan, anybody who's leaving the earth, dying for want of a better word, whether they are evolved or not, do they also stand a chance
no,
of
there's no blanket permit for everybody in Uttarayan period. Only you did all the crimes in the world, and Uttarayan period you have because you passed away now. You are going because some people do have this worries also. My grandmother passed away on this particular day, and it was Dakshina. And does that mean she will not have mukti? These are all. But these particular shlokas are talking about conscious yogis who are willingly choosing the journey.
okay, thank you.
So it is not everybody. Yes, Shashiji. It is not that these are the chances. This is the journey of the yogis Krishna is talking about specifically.
Okay, thank
Yes,
you.
Rahulji is adding something. Yes, sir.
No, the question is it that in these days it's more a conducive situation for
Yeah,
the soul to
absolutely,
go? Like for
absolutely.
example, my father left his body 2 years back on the
Yes, sir.
Uttarayan day.
Yes, sir.
Okay, around early morning hours, and
Yes, sir.
he just left his body, and in his sleep he left.
Okay, so that's one of the most blessed journeys, sir, if in sleep.
Because 6 months before leaving his body, he in a way very joyfully had detached from everything. Before that he was quite attached.
Okay.
Suddenly the soul starts he started feeling detached. He used to do his yoga, his sadhana, everything, and very joyfully. And this is how he just left the body.
Yes,
So
sir.
we all also felt that it was a very beautiful exit.
Yes, sir, yes. And like you said, it is most conducive, sir. And there's a high chances if that is a pious soul, the pious soul chose the path to become one with the divine. Like
Mm.
a participant actually said that now I see my Vimana coming, and then
Mm.
left away after saying that. A participant, not participant, participant's mother, or yeah, participant's grandmother. That was a
Mm.
dialogue shared by the grandmother. That means they're conscious, so conscious that they're actually understanding that moment.
Yeah.
And yes, sir, it's conducive. This is the we can say the like now in the village we have a season to plant the seeds, isn't it? We cannot plant this in the other. I say no, no, I don't want to plant in these 6 months. I'll plant in the other months. That will be of no use because it is not so conducive. But that does not mean the seeds will not grow. But it is more conducive. It is like somebody may say rigidly, I want to plant in the other season only. The seed will grow, the plant will grow, you will get the yield also, but it will not be, it will be extra efforts, isn't it? And the yogi is understanding, the yogi is conscious and is choosing it because of this. As I think Rahulji said, the more conducive atmosphere is there for that journey. Let us see further. These are the two pathways Krishna is talking about. One is called the Krishna Marga, another is called the Shukla Marga. The Shloka number 26. Shukla Krishne Gati Hyete Jagataha Shashvate Mate Ekaya Yati Anavrittim Anyaya Vartate Punaha. These are the light and dark pathways, respectively the gods and the forefathers' stairways. The souls ascending by the former earthwards do not turn, while those who ascend the latter back to earth they return. So this is one is the Shukla Marga, another is the Krishna Marga. Krishna is calling one as the pathway or the stairway of the gods. Another is the stairway of the forefathers or the Pitars. The one who chooses the Shukla Marga reaches the abode of the divine, abode of the gods, and is now not coming back. The journey is complete. The destination has been reached. But the one who reaches the dream of the Pitars, that person has to come back to continue the journey. That is what Krishna is talking about. These are the two pathways. Next, before we go to the next shloka, which pathway would we prefer if we have to choose?
Uttarayana.
Yes, Vijumaji says Uttarayan. Okay, so Uttarayan. Anybody?
We don't have a choice, but
No, no, if the yogis
if
have a
we
choice, no. Let us assume we
yes,
are yogis. Let us assume we are yogis. Hypothetically, we are not even talking of this. This journey will be long way away for all of us, of course. But just saying, we are
then the
hypothetically.
Shukla Marga, of course.
Shukla, of course, Shukla Marga only. Okay. Anybody wants Krishna Marga or nobody?
Yeah,
Yes, Pankaj.
I'll take Krishna Marga, Pitrayan
Okay.
Marga.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pankaj, what is the reason behind that, sir?
See, the aspiration behind it is that you keep coming here.
Okay.
I love it here. I attach,
Okay.
detach whenever I want.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's on me. Whenever I want,
On.
I can detach, upgrade,
Okay.
degrade, whatever I want to.
So would like to perform on duty work for the divine again and again. Okay. Yes, Shashiji. Yes, you were saying something?
Smiling at what Pankaj ji said. I thought that's
Okay.
a very good thing to
Yes,
have.
yes,
Until
yes.
he gets tired, he'll say, no, no,
Yeah,
let's
yeah. So this is so interesting, isn't it?
stay
This
upgraded.
this means even a desire for moksha, is it required or not, is the big question. Isn't that also a desire? That is also interesting because if you see our Tukaram Maharaj had very nicely said, Tukamani Amasi, Sukhe Galave Garbhavasi. Give me one more birth in this womb of pain. I will come back again and again. That was the aspiration. So let us see the next shloka, what Krishna says. Naite Sruti Partha Janan Yogi Muhyati Kashchana Tasmat sarveshu kaleshu yoga yukto bhavarjuna. So what is Krishna saying? Just be in a state of oneness. Krishna says, the yogi who is of both paths aware, means the yogi who is conscious of both the paths, the Krishna Marga and the Shukla Marga, is never misled and always takes care and makes no error as he dwells in my communion. Therefore, O Arjuna, engage in this science of union. Krishna says, become one with the divine. If you are one with the divine, Krishna will come and whisper in your ear, boss, take Shukla Marga or take Krishna Marga. And the yogi will have no attachment to whether this Marga or that Marga because he is aware and he'll never make an error in judgment because he is connected with that supreme divine. Though Tukaram said, I do not want to I want to come back again. He had to take the Shukla Marga only, though he wanted to take the Krishna Marga to come back because at that particular time it is something interesting. Krishna is talking about the yogi is aware because the divine wants to do his work, isn't it? Divine's work has to be done. Some souls, the divine feels I want to keep sending them again and again to fulfill the assignment. So why not? Why not to serve the divine? Sri Aurobindo in his hymn to Durga, he had written so nicely. Birth after birth we come and go to perform your bidding to Mother Durga. Birth after birth we come, we perform your bidding, and then we return to our home, our abode. How many times? Well, 100 times. That is the aspiration of the Jivan Mukta, isn't it? Don't we want to bear a little bit burden of Shesha also? Again and again, let us be want to work for the divine if the divine aspires, because our aspiration is Loka Sangra, betterment and transformation of the world. If I could do a little bit in this birth, next birth I'm going to try to do 10x or maybe 100x if God permits. Let that be the aspiration. Krishna talks about this, that that yogi who is in state of union is never misled. He understands which path to take and he takes it accordingly. Therefore, Arjuna, always remain in my communion, always be in that oneness at all times. Sarveshu kaleshu. Earlier he said Tasmat Sarveshu Kaleshu Mam Manusmara Yuddhacha. Here he says Tasmat Sarveshu Kaleshu Yoga Yukto Bhavarjuna. Aspire to be in the state of yoga at all times. Be connected with the divine. Individual aspirations are all fine, but sublimate them to the divine aspiration completely. The divine will, not divine aspiration. To the divine will that has to be sublimated completely. We look at the next shloka and then probably I'll just, this chapter is over. And after that, if Pallaviji has something to ask, we can look at it if your question is answered. Yes, let us see. Vedeshu yagneshu tapasu chaiva daneshu yat punya phalam pradishtam atyeti tat sarvamidam viditva yogi param sthanam upaiti chatyam. The deeds of the merit that the Vedas have recommended. All the austerities, sacrifices, offerings, and gifts charitable. These duties the yogi has verily transcended by attaining the knowledge of the Supreme Immutable. Because that yogi is in oneness, and is no more having any personal attachments except the divine, that yogi transcends all the kriyas. So you don't have to do any shraddha. The yogi has done it for the individual self only. Many of the yogis in their final moments, they are alone in the forest with nobody to take care of them, isn't it? Some go to tapasya in the forest and their final moment comes there. Who does the shraddha kriyas for such a person? Anybody?
I think nobody.
Nobody, isn't it? Nobody. And then are they always restless then? It's not possible, isn't it? Because this is what Krishna is telling here. Such a person who has become one with the divine, that person is completely liberated. That person has transcended all of these Whatever, you see, each of these, it's not that Krishna ever ridicules any of the Shastras, but he's talking about transcending of them also. They get transcended by that person, by the higher truth. What is the kula of a yogi? Can you identify the kula? Who is your dad? Does anybody go and ask that to some yogi with a big beard? Nobody asks that. Not they, nobody, not the past. What are the future generations? Nothing. Because the yogi has already, it is almost as if the yogi has completely detached, and by detachment only has done kind of a shraddha, isn't it? I know
In
of a
Marathi,
person. I know, just one moment, sir. I just know of a person, a very young woman who, due to circumstance of life, had to get detached. And that individual just shared some very interesting experience. It feels I have already done shraddha of myself only. My
Mhm.
own people don't care for me. My own people don't care if they are like, they just have a vision of the former me who had all the attachments and was listening to everything. Now that I am not listening to those attachments, I don't exist. They are not even having the slightest of connection. And I too am surprised how I am able to stand like this, because I could not even think about one moment without them. At every moment, I was thinking, it's like now I am feeling like I'm already like a ghost only. And yet I am not, I'm alive, I'm doing everything well. What is that? That is a kind of a liberation only, isn't it, in life? So the yogis already achieved that. In some other traditions, they just allow themselves to be eaten by vultures also.
Yeah, passes.
Yes, yes,
Versus.
Passes,
yes, yes,
passes.
yes, yes, isn't it? So the aspect of transcendence happens, Krishna is saying, such people who have these yogi transcended and then they reach the highest. So yes, please, somebody has some questions to ask. You are welcome, and then we conclude after that. After that, some questions. Yes, please.
I was just mentioning that there is a saying in Marathi language
Ask
that नदीचे मूळ आणि ऋषीचे कुळ
me.
शोधू नये किंवा त्याचं सापडत नाही.
Okay,
Because
huh,
we
so
talk about
lovely.
the school of the yogi,
Uh,
so you can't find it.
the
Like the river,
source.
origin of the river, you can't find out.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Really,
So,
real, real sense.
yes, yes, isn't it? Nobody will ask the Kula of a Rishi, just like how you cannot find the source of the river. No, that is
Yeah.
something which it just flows. And that is
Yes.
exact. Beautifully said, sir. Thank you, sir. Yes.
I have a
Yeah.
question.
Yes,
So
Pallavi.
the two paths are only for yogis,
No,
not
it is
for
like, it is like Bhogi will be, one will get a VIP entry, another person will be pushed into that after difficulties. Somebody who has lots of attachments. For example, somebody says, I don't care about yoga. I need to forget about Brahmananda and I need to think about alcohol only. So that person will keep drinking alcohol, yes or no? Will that person logically have lived life? Will that person have achieved the good relations in the world? Will that person have left all stories complete or a lot of incomplete stories? So the incomplete stories have to be completed, isn't it? So there's a great likelihood that such a person will
Paper.
have to come back. So he will go ultimately on the Krishna Marga. But again, this is a generalization. This is a generalization. If grace is there, while drinking the last sip of the alcohol, a person may get realized also by the grace of the divine at that point. And then that person may get liberated also. So there is no, we can't generalize as such. But the path is there and everybody goes. Krishna says ultimately you do it or you will be forced to do it. That is the way of the world. Yes, Pallaviji. All right. Yes.
and what are these things Shraddha you're talking about?
The Shraddhas are the particular kriyas that are done when a person passes away. They do so many Shraddha kriyas for the individual. It is also for the individual who has passed away. It is also for the individual who are mourning the loss. They ask them to feed. This is the last time you are going to offer this. They different. So that this is like it is a process of bereavement. If that is not done, also it creates trouble, isn't it?
What kind of things are these?
And there are elaborate rituals for several days. They sit and they don't eat, though cooking is done in the house at that time. They do what we call Pindadan is also there. Whatever the life best food which was favorite of that person in life, that is offered. And they try to believe that let the crow come and eat that carcass. The crow has to come and eat that. If the crow has eaten, it appears that my that soul which has departed is trupta. And these are all it is like it is good for the soul going ahead also. It is for those who are behind also. They can come to terms with the loss, no? It's a shock for so many people.
But
But
a lot of people abroad in other countries, I don't think they do such things
no,
at
but they
all.
all have different ways of grieving and bereavement, isn't it, Ji? Pallaviji?
Yeah.
Karmic
But
karma is not erased at all. No, everybody's karmas are going to allow the person to go ahead. We just discussed about a different departure of people in the forests also, or we now they said about the tradition of the Parsis. So this is actually a way of this is a system which has been created for people to become conscious. But if people are not conscious and just doing it like a ritual, and that also will not give any aspect, isn't it? Some people I know personally that somebody offered alcohol for the crow instead of dish. They said this person liked alcohol, so they're waiting for the crow to come and take it. Another person offered a cigarette. What we understand, these are all aspects of this. Is like if you see, our shastras have some basis. They have some basis. We have to go to its root, and we probably understand why it is done. That is all, Pallaviji. Yeah.
yeah, thank you.
All right, Ji. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Yes. Nandakeshwar ji was adding something. After which we will conclude,
We,
or Shanti ji
No,
wants to
I,
add. After
are,
Nandakeshwar ji, Shanti ji, so Dr. Nandakeshwar ji is adding something. Yes, sir.
okay.
no. It's when public was watching all this Mahabharata played, and it was only Krishna who was playing everybody's role.
Yeah.
So,
Yes.
in the context of this choosing whether you go in Dachinayan or Uttarayan, it's decided by God. So, where do we have a choice?
Yes. Where do we have the choice? And that is a very interesting. We will look at it a little bit later. Where is the fate and where is the free will? That is the question. But that is the last chapter of the Gita. Yes, sir. The question of fate and free will. How much is the human role? Yes, yes. Shantiji, you were adding something. Yes, please.
Yes, I have a doubt. I have a question. Like
Yes,
when
Ji.
yesterday you said that we should not weep for the person who passed away. Why did you say that?
All right, Ji. I just meant in at least that particular period, it is believed that that is the period when the soul is moving forward, isn't it? At that time, we have to, means we just today saw that there are the margas, isn't it? Assuming the individual is a yogi, and the yogi has to move forward, isn't it? Because Sharir has been left behind. So for the forward journey, it is said to be more conducive if you are able to control your emotions for that particular period and offer prayers. That is just a understanding in some places. So people feel it is better not to. But that does not mean you should not weep at all.
Because it's automatic we weep for my father passed away and all automatic emotions
No,
come
no,
out.
it will not. It is for us also to come to terms with it also. But
Uh-huh.
emotions are always, we can say, I'll try to share one recording. My Guruji had a very interesting experience of these tears, no? His guru had passed away, and at that time, what is a real selfless tear and what is selfish tear? That is something, means I'm not trying to claim anybody's tears are selfish, and every child will have tears. I will not say I can be free from tears also. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying is sometimes hold your. I saw a in the Pondicherry only near the ashram, one mother lost her child in an accident. A young boy, very talented, lovely individual, in a sudden accident, and but there also everybody was just silent and meditating for the forward journey. My son's this journey is complete, but his another journey is starting, and it was a shock for everybody. But everybody, people who were coming to visit also were having tears, but all they were doing was sitting and meditating quietly. That was just one. It was their way. At least this much I can try. I can aspire. Let me pray. Let me not because breaking down and crying down also will not change anything. No, ji. Yes, Shantiji?
Yes, there's
So
not.
that was all. That was all. That was all. That was all. And it is not wrong, and nobody should judge anybody if anybody has tears. Only let us, it's like, not today, not today. Let me hold them for some more time and aspire for the forward journey.
Okay, okay, okay. Thank you.
And also one more thing, when you hold those tears, no, because it's like it's quite a few of my friends had to experience certain losses at very untimely departures of their elders or somebody else. Because they could hold on to their emotions, they could, control their emotions, they were able to be better sources of support to everybody else around in that time. Whether or not we are able to quantifically measure if my holding tear is helping the forward journey of the departed soul, my keeping my emotions in check for some time at least, I'm able to look after everybody else, and in that process, they also felt becoming stronger. And it is a difficult loss always, but a loss has to be accepted sometime or the other, allows us to move towards acceptance little better. Yes.
How others' attachment affects that person's journey forward.
This is a very interesting thing, no, Pallaviji. There's no quantific measuring device, isn't it? Where we can do a clinical trial and evaluate how is this leading to that. It is understanding. It is understanding. It is something that is the difference between physics and metaphysics, no? Yeah. So experientially, you can see. I know of somebody who, because of emotions, actually held back somebody's forward journey, and that person saw a vision only. And that person has described the vision of two beings, left and right. It's actually the story of my guru only. He even came to know where exact place where his guru passed away afterwards. But everybody was surprised. How did you know you were not here? He came and he stood in front of one place. And all were surprised. How did you know he passed away at this place only? But these are metaphysical things which we can't exactly quantifically measure. But we can experience it. But for experiencing again, we cannot experience when we are crying, no? We'll have to become quiet. We'll get some hints. We'll get some people have seen certain things also. I just don't want to talk about it because if you mentally talk about it, it creates a mental formation which does not allow you to truly experience. That is the beauty of the Gita is get the experience yourself. Don't listen to somebody else's experience. Taste it for yourself. Something like that. Pranaji is adding something? Yes, Ji.
For any bond, we need at least two things.
Can we?
For any bonding or attachment,
Oh.
we need two people, two things, two atoms, two whatever. So if we are grieving or we are crying, it becomes difficult for that departing soul to detach.
Yes, yes. Just if we can just say, assuming there is still amount of consciousness remaining in the departing soul, physical body is left behind, and that person is not yet ready to depart further.
But they say, no, they try to again enter the body.
Yeah, it is said. It is said that. It is said that. So best. That is why many people read the Gita. They talk about the journey, forward journey. They try to have such aspirations quietly. It is just an attempt to be of use, attempt to be of use for the onward journey. That is all, Ji. Thank you, Pravinaji.
You said,
Yes.
as you said, you have to hold on the tears, but then for how many days or
No, 13 days, I
that
think. So 13 days are it is
13
said.
days continue? Okay.
Yeah, Ji.
Thank you.
Yes, yes, yes. All right, Ji. So I think, yes, Pankaj is saying something. Yes, sir.
I have a question. You can answer probably tomorrow.
Right, sir.
This is like getting too late now.
Yeah.
The question is that this Shraddha component, it keeps coming every time, and it is such an important trait in this particular line.
Yes.
And there was some discussion here that how to develop Shraddha.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Right. So I think we can discuss this tomorrow when we
Well,
open.
actually, there is in the Gita, there is a chapter dedicated to that, sir, as we go ahead in the little
So we
bit
can look
further.
in depth into that. Yeah.
It comes naturally. We should follow our heart. If we follow our heart, slowly, the heart knows, and then the heart starts leading you. Then the division of the heart and mind also starts becoming, they become friends.
Yeah, I mean,
heart
if we
and
can,
mind.
just narrow down like 2-3 points that this is
When
how,
we look
the
at,
path
yes,
is.
sir,
So
it will be
probably,
covered, sir. It will be covered in the Bhakti Yoga chapter, is chapter 12, sir.
Wonderful.
Yes, sir.
Awesome.
And it is the smallest, shortest chapter. Initially, when I was
Yeah.
asked which is your favorite chapter, I said that is my favorite chapter. One person said, "Oh, that is because you have a lot of bhakti." I said, "No, it was the shortest chapter." But
All right.
it is, though it is small, it is having a big, it's like a lot of
Impact.
weightage. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay,
Let
perfect.
us. Yes, so anybody can, if any one or 2 points, I think it is time we have. Today's was nothing much to take away. Only thing we can take away probably is that if at all such a moment does come, let us have faith in the divine. Let us have some self-control for at least for that small period and aspire for the forward journey. And again, tasmat sarveshu kaleshu. At all times, let us never forget the divine. Let us think of the divine at all times. Mhm. Let us conclude with a Shanti mantra. Hari Om. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah. Sarve santu niramayah. Sarve bhadrani pashyantu. Ma kashchit dukkha bhag bhavet. Hari Om Tatsat. Krishna Murti. Jagat Guru. Punarmilam. See you next week.
Dhanyavad. Thank you.
Namaskar.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Bye.
Hari
Hari
Om.
Thank you.
Hari Om.
Hari Om. Hari Om.
Hari Om.
Hari Om. Thank you.
Radhe Krishna.
Hari Om. Radhe Krishna.
Hari Om.
Hari Om.
Hari Om.
Can
Hari Om.